صوت واحد جاي يا الله. صوت واحد جاي يا الله.
Israel is attacking the ports in Latakia and Tartus. Even if Russian ships are not the specific targets, making these ports unusable for Russia is a huge blow and cuts Russia's supply lines to Africa. Russia's Mediterranean flotilla is no longer in its Syrian port of Tartus. The Kilo-class diesel sub Novorossiysk, Kaliningrad-class oiler Vyazma, Admiral Grigorovich-class frigate Admiral Grigorovich, and an Admiral Gorshkov-class frigate have left port in the past 48 hours. The loss of Syrian bases in Tartus and Latakia is a significant strategic blow to Russia. Tartus, home to Russia's only naval facility in the Mediterranean, provides a critical foothold for projecting power in the region. It enables Russian naval operations, resupply, and logistical support, giving Moscow a direct link to Middle Eastern and North African theaters. Latakia, housing a major airbase, has been vital for Russia's military campaigns in Syria, serving as a launch point for air operations and as a deterrent against Western influence. These bases also bolster Russia's geopolitical leverage. By maintaining a military presence in Syria, Russia asserts itself as a key power broker in the Middle East, countering NATO influence and securing its interests in regional conflicts. The bases also ensure access to warm waters year-round, critical for sustaining its naval capabilities. Losing these strategic locations weakens Russia's ability to project power, support allies, and sustain its presence in the Mediterranean. Russians getting kicked out of the Sarin airbase in northern Syria this morning, a large convoy. This probably doesn't bode well chances that Putin will be allowed to keep his bases in Tartus and Latakia, which will seriously slow Russia's ongoing takeover of Africa. Russian troops have requested Turkey's support for their safe exit from Syria following a lightning Islamist-led offensive that resulted in regime change, CNN Turk reported Sunday. The broadcaster said that Russia would withdraw ground troops, but that the request did not extend to its Tartus naval facility or Hmeimim airbase, according to anonymous sources. The Russian soldiers will reportedly be sent to Turkey-controlled parts of Syria and then evacuated to Russia by air. Russian troops used those bases in 2015 to help Moscow's ally, the now-toppled President Bashar al-Assad, crush the Syrian opposition and Islamic State terrorists. One of the biggest Russian military bloggers says Putin has shit himself, and that the loss of Syria is a national humiliation, and that all the Russians that died in Syria died in vain. Today is a holiday for the guys. The ceremonial raising of the Barmely flag over the Syrian embassy in Moscow. The death of all the good Russian people who died in Syria was in vain. Paipa, the results. This is what national humiliation looks like. But Paipa, who has no shame, doesn't care. He has already shit himself in so many places. But he still has health. So how much more will he have time for? This is some kind of disgrace. Reportedly, ISIS flags and uniforms found at a Russian military base in Syria, abandoned by Russian army. Looks like Russians love to play ISIS to terrorize local people. This is what Moscow does on every occupied territory. They create fake terrorist groups to harass people. There are decades where nothing happens, and there are weeks where decades happen. The costs for Russia for the failed Syrian adventure by Putin is immeasurably high. It is an earth-shaking political blow of the highest magnitude. The discussion regarding North Korean troops in the Ukrainian war from a military point of view is irrelevant. With around 12,000 troops, you cannot expect a major difference, since this is a Russian loss rate of 4 days. It has been primarily a political gesture. Putin was desperate to show the world that he has friends in the world. This is why the loss of Syria is such a monumental defeat for Moscow. It totally neutralized this attempt. Russia isolation is now combined with irrelevance, an attribute far worse than anything Moscow can bear. It showed the world that even the few puppets Russia has, it cannot sufficiently protect. Putin made a name for himself to be portrayed as the exact opposite of the weak Russia of 1990s. The truth, however, is that Russia has never been weaker than now. Russia's importance in the Middle East has been relegated to negligible. Syria was the only leftover from the Soviet Union, and even that Putin blew it. The failure in Syria is first of all Putin's failure, and while Putin is famous for his unlimited nihilistic cynicism, this one will stick. NTV Harbor reports that thousands of Syrian refugees are returning home and have flooded the Turkish-Syrian border. They are returning from Turkey after years of civil war in Syria and the overthrow of the Bashar al-Assad regime. There are huge queues at one of the main checkpoints, Silvegis. Hundreds of Syrian refugees gathered at 2 border crossings in southern Turkey on Monday, eagerly anticipating their return home following the fall of Bashar Assad's government. Many arrived at the Silvagozu and Onkupinar gates at daybreak, draped in blankets and coats. Some camped by the barriers, warming at makeshift fires. The crossings correspond to the Bab al-Hawa and Bab al-Salame gates on the Syrian side. Assad's fall has sparked widespread joy among Turkey's 3 million Syrian refugees, with many taking to the streets of Istanbul and other cities to celebrate. On Sunday, Syrians removed the government's flag from the Syrian consulate in Istanbul, replacing it with the opposition's flag. Turkey is opening its Yayladagi border gate with Syria to manage the safe and voluntary return of the millions of Syrian migrants it hosts, President Tayyip Erdogan said on Monday, after President Bashar al-Assad's sudden ouster by rebels. We are opening the Yayladagi border gate to crossings to prevent any congestion and ease traffic, Erdogan said, speaking after a cabinet meeting in Ankara. The Yayladagi crossing close to the northwest edge of Syria has been closed since 2013 due to fighting near the border. We will also manage the processing of immigrants' voluntary returns in a way befitting our hosting, Erdogan said. Earlier on Monday, Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan said Turkey would work for the safe and voluntary return home of the Syrian migrants it hosts. Turkey, which said it gave no support and had no involvement in the offensive by the Syrian opposition forces it has backed for years against Assad, said on Sunday it wanted the new Syrian administration to be inclusive and for Syrians to determine their own future. In an address to the Turkish ambassadors' conference in Ankara, Fidan said Turkey was ready to provide support for Syria's rebuilding and that it was coordinating with all regional actors and parties.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.